what's up, everybody? Welcome to The Stack. I'm Alex.
I'm Justin.
I am Pete.
And we are going to have a manga spectacular today for you guys. We're going to review 3 manga graphic novels and then have a little bit of a panel discussion about them in the second half of the show.
Panel.
Let's get right into it. We're going to talk about Fairytail Volume 1 that was just released. What'd you guys think about this book?
The problem I have with the manga a little bit is I feel like the expressions ruin a great storyline. Like, I really like the story of this book. I thought it was cool and a lot of fun, but the ooh, the ah, the yay,
See, but that's what you're like in real life.
Yeah.
It ruins everything you say to me.
Oh, okay. Well, that kind of
It wasn't black and white. That must have.
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that. Yes, but I just.
So you thought it was a good story, though?
Yeah, I really have a problem getting past the the ooh. And
Well,
the
we were
big
having this
eyes and
discussion
all
on
that.
our comic book club show about how there's so many different cultural references used in manga that maybe we think are interesting or different, or maybe don't like them. But over there, it's kind of more understood and more like that's just the way they tell stories.
Yeah.
Just to talk a little bit about what Fairytail is about, it's basically a magical world where people are in magic guilds, and it follows 2 characters that are part of a magical guild called Fairytail as they go on their various adventures. I thought this was a pretty solid book. I agree with you story-wise. I liked it. It's a fun world that's setting up. It has good doses of humor. The biggest problem with it for me is not even the fact that it's manga art, because I do think there's differences, and we're going to get to that in a second, but the art in this book doesn't flow well at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. The panels are way too cramped, in particular for the big action, and it doesn't play out well.
Do you think that's a result of having to read the opposite way you're
I
used
don't
to?
think so. I think it's just when there's a big action, I often had to check it several times to see how everything connected.
Yeah, I feel the flow is a good way to say it, because I feel like it's going in several directions at once as opposed to like...
Exactly. That being said, I do think as a story, there are some moments that work really well. There's some good moments of humor. In particular, I checked out the second volume, and there's some good moments of emotion as well.
Ooh,
So,
I love
I don't know. Not the best manga series I've ever read, but solid nonetheless. Let's move on to Hikaru no Go.
No go.
Which is about the board game Go, and by the same artist as Death Note.
Love the art. Love
Yes.
Death Note. Do you think if we made a series based on Trouble, featuring the Pop-O-Matic Bubble, people would be like, that's comic books?
I am
sorry.
It's
I would
so
be-
weird you mentioned that. I am halfway through writing a manga series about Hungry Hungry Hippos.
Oh, man. Look
I'm telling
forward
you,
to
you
it.
could not
It's
take me
great.
down in 100
There's one hippo that wants to be the best hippo player around.
Yeah.
Best
He's
hippo.
the best. Hurrah!
Yeah, and there's another one that's like, no, I'm the best hippo. Ah!
Yeah.
Pretty good.
They are hungry.
But Hikaru no Go.
This was my favorite out of the 3 that we read for this. I really liked it. It wasn't as much as the he who, although there was in there a little bit, but it didn't bother me as much. Maybe it was the artwork or maybe something like that. But I really liked the story and the fact that, like, the writing as far as having, like, a ghost go through the same kind of trials and tribulations that the kid was going through, I thought was a fun parallel to play.
For those of you who haven't read it or don't know what it's about a kid who has no interest in the board game Go, who finds a Go
Much
board.
like us.
Yes. Finds a Go board that is haunted by a spirit who was the best Go player of his time and basically forces him to play Go.
Yeah.
So this sort of falls under the category of, I think, instructional manga, I would almost call it, where it teaches you stuff as it goes, which I think is kind of interesting.
I had a haunted mousetrap game for a while where it was a challenge I had to play.
Yeah.
As you said, the art is very nice, very clean, and I think it does. It's a good story nonetheless. I mean,
It's a good
if you
lesson,
can buy into like giving a board game the stakes of this book, then you'll like it.
That being said, having read a couple of volumes beyond this one as well, doesn't continue as well. It's okay.
Really? Once they finish one of the games, it doesn't keep going?
I don't know.
Man.
There's something about like a board game about some pebbles that just doesn't maintain my interest.
Does
Wow.
the ghost eventually force him to eat vegetables? Because that happened to me, and I was...
Man, you guys have had a lot of experiences with goats. But vegetables is a great transition to
Yeah.
Iron Walk Jan Volume 1, which is actually one of my favorite series right now.
This is my favorite of the 3 as
This is
well.
like Iron Chef in manga format, and here's the thing that in particular I like about it, is that the speed lines that you see in manga or anime are used for cooking. So it's like, noodles!
Yeah.
Ah! And they're just mixing it crazy. The art is fun. The story is fun. Jan, the main character, wants to be the best Chinese cook of Japanese cuisine.
Yeah, and it's so funny. It's a very
sorry,
fun...
Japanese cook of Chinese cuisine.
Yes.
My apologies.
I couldn't disagree with you more. I thought it was like horrible. Like they're treating these guys like instead of a fight sequence, I am cutting vegetables. I was like,
which I think is
that's
the
great.
hilarious.
That's
part.
the whole funny
didn't-
part of it.
Well, I can see why you think it was funny. I just was like,
The
this
other
is
night
not-
I was making dinner and I was like, what?
Wow.
but
Wow. You had to murder you.
yeah, and then it was just like how
Onions.
it was weird how he was like, this is the best fried rice you've ever had in your life. I'm like, really, fried rice? That's gonna be your go-to dish? Like you're not gonna do
Well-
anything more complicated? Like, oh, here we go.
Like
Well,
a
that was the
Subway sub?
idea. That was the idea. Was that fried rice
What
is
does
the
that
most
mean?
basic dish, and if you could master that and make it tasty and delicious, then you are the master.
I like he was like, there are
or
3
if it's the
grains of
easiest-
rice that are stuck together. You fail!
Yeah. Again, I think this sort of falls under instructional manga a little bit. And,
Great recipes.
Yeah,
Great
no,
recipe book.
There's great
If you
recipes.
like
It
cooking
teaches you a lot
shows.
about cooking at the same time. I'm a total sucker for it. I understand that it's not for everybody, but I would say definitely to go check it
I
out.
like it, and it's for me.
Well, I'm glad that you understand it's not for me. So that makes me feel better.
Several of your geishas like this volume, though.
Yeah.
After this
Good
break,
point.
we are going to have a little bit of a panel discussion, so stay tuned.
My harem of geishas love it.
Hey, did you know comics have a long tradition of interactivity? Yeah. Before the internet, there were letters pages. Fans would send in questions and comments, and creators would print those letters along with their responses in the next issue. Now, these days, a lot of comics have ditched the letters pages, but Pulp Secret thinks some traditions are worth keeping. Send an email to tips@pulpsecret.com, upload a video comment, or leave a message at 888-841-7549 and let your voice be heard, literally. Pulp Secret, keeping the tradition alive.
All right, guys, welcome back. It is time for our panel discussion.
Yeah, panel.
Pulp Secret panel.
All right, so here we go. You guys ready for this one?
Yeah, what's the topic?
Okay, the topic is, I think that manga fans are better than mainstream comic fans.
What?
Whoa!
What?
Yeah.
What does that even
Okay,
mean?
here's what I mean by that.
You're insulting us.
And our fans.
And I'm going to back it up right now.
Wow,
Here's why
wow.
I think that mainstream comic fans tend to be very narrow-minded in their focus, what they like, what they are interested in. They're only interested in people punching each other, people shooting each other, guys in capes, and that's pretty much it.
That's
Everything
ridiculous.
else sucks.
What?
Yeah,
That's
I'm just
ridiculous.
saying. But on the other hand, manga fans allow their books to be about anything. As we saw in the first half of the show, there's an entire series about a board game. There's an entire series about cooking. There's an entire series about magical fantasy land, which is very close to superheroes. But they're 3 entirely different subjects. Not even getting into everything else that's going on in manga.
Okay, I don't even know where to begin with all that garbage you just dumped out. That is
There
completely
could be
ridiculous.
a manga about garbage. I'm just saying, go on.
No, there is plenty of comics that are well done that span all of that kind of stuff. I mean, the indie stuff, you can like indie stuff and like superhero stuff. You can't pigeonhole comic book readers and say, we only like action, we only like, that's not true. There's a lot of stuff that's...
The thing is, it's different when you're writing something like this, where it's volume-based and it's
Right.
one story going through, when there's so much continuity in the modern superhero universe comics. So it's hard to write something like if they were like, all right, this week Superman is dealing with a crazy pet, and like for the next 6 issues,
Right.
like it's him like walking.
Yeah, that's
dogs
like
and stuff.
comparing trades to single, comics, because like they have more pages and they can do more stuff.
Well,
so
but
they
on
can,
the other hand, most of them are released in monthly magazines or weekly magazines where it's just a couple of pages at a time. So it's almost
they
the
have
same thing in a way. The other thing that I would say is that they treat comics the way I think you should treat comics, which is comics are there to read and enjoy, and that's pretty much it. It's not as much the collector's market as it is here. Am I killing you, Pete? Right
Yeah,
now?
This is-
like seriously, why don't you just personally attack me right now? That's horrible.
Okay.
I mean, this stuff is great and it is artwork, but it's not treated as such. It's in a pamphlet that you can like get at the. I don't even know where I'm going.
I
all
will
I'm
say-
saying is that over here we appreciate more and we collect it because we have that. It's more valuable.
But I think it's gone wrong, is the thing. That people will hold on to things they like, but here in America, we hold on to things, it doesn't matter. It's, I'm going to hold on to, random comic X, with the variant cover for no reason.
I want that. I need that comic. It's gonna be worth a fortune someday. I need it. We need it right now.
Well,
Give it to me.
I think that fandom has gone wrong in a certain way in America.
As a counterpoint to you, I feel like mainstream superhero comics are going toward this this type of storytelling, where it's like writing for the trade, very specific storyline, which has a beginning and ending. So there's some continuity going through, but it's focused on one volume because it's like you're saying, like you can tell a story about anything. It opens up the storytelling possibilities because you don't have to reintroduce the character at the beginning of every issue. As like comics back in like the 40s and 50s, it was like one page of here to who everyone is, and then you tell your story and you're out. But this is a more kind of advanced way of telling a story.
Well, a lot of comics now have, like, before they start, they have a little recap page to catch you up to speed, so you don't have to, so you can pick it up. But a lot of the times, it's almost a waste of type because the people who are buying it are the people who've been buying it and reading it for so long.
Right.
But I feel that, like, making things go for the trade or whatever is taking away the beauty of having a single issue, and kind of like within a certain amount, like, hey, this is a nice kind of thing right here that you can buy more and more.
And
you don't
again,
have to have
I
the
think
trade.
it's the same thing with the way manga is originally released in other countries than here.
I just feel like what you're saying is Americans are dumb, and, manga is
Oh!
dumb.
All right, well,
you're insulting
you guys,
the intelligence of our viewers.
Let us
here.
know what you think. Did I just make the most ridiculous statement in the entire world? Do you agree with me? Am I kind of wrong? Is Pete right? What's going on here?
Manga has the same problems as American comics do, where it's like the women are like all kind of typecast as big boobs. Ooh, it's like
That's what women are. All right,
Just like
so
your
let's.
geishas.
Yeah, totally. Sorry, women. I don't really believe that. Okay, if you
Sorry, women.
nice to clean.
Our apologies.
Sorry, chicks. No.
Sorry, ladies.
Ladies, can we be real for a second?
Okay, write in. Let us know what you guys think about this issue. Also, if you have a question, you can call us at 888-841-7549 or write into tips@pulpsecret.com. And you can upload your videos right here on the website or put your comments below. And now, stay tuned for our special review of Secret Invasion coming up right after this surprise bonus.
Scroll
We'll see.
bonus.
Woo! We'll see you guys next time.
I can't believe it. I can't believe you said that. It's crazy. You read comics. You love comics. Like, what the hell are you doing?
Love all comics.
I am
Yeah, but
trying
don't
to
say
create
that
a
this is-
discussion with our fans.
Yeah, but this isn't better. You can say that, hey, this,
He didn't ever said it was better. He said like the fans. A, he said the fans were better. B, he said
You
that.
can't say the fans are better. That's a blanket, lame statement.
I think if you were sitting here talking to a manga fan, he wouldn't be as crazy as you. Right?
Well, that's,
All right, Secret Invasion,
Yeah.
my scrolls.
You must scroll, brother.
Scrolls.
What's up, Scroll?
Nice.
So what do you guys think about the issue, Secret Invasion #1?
Crazy.
Oh man, those Cylons sure surprised all those
All right,
superheroes.
come on. This is totally different than Battlestar Galactica.
Disagree. I feel like this is taking a lot of cues from Battlestar Galactica in the series. Now, not to say that
Okay,
it
the
makes me hate
Skrulls
it.
attacked the human race, right?
Yeah,
the
human race. The
The Skrulls have a plan. Now the survivors are on the run, totally different than Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, instead of in space, they're on the Savage Land.
Right. But would you say overall you liked the issue? Did you think it was a good issue?
It's cool. I'm excited
Yeah.
to see
I
what.
thought it was a solid first issue, like just really kind of like dropping the bomb of, okay, this is the Skrulls. I mean, deal and how they've been setting it up, and it's just
What's
like
the
go
Skrulls
time.
deal?
I like the issue, first of all. I like the art, I like the writing, I thought it was solid.
It looks great.
My problem as a longtime reader is I don't think it was exactly written for us. There's a lot of stuff
Who's
that...
it written for?
Yeah, who's
Hold
it
on,
written
it's
for?
written for new readers who are hopefully going to come in for Marvel's big event. So you have a lot of things like, well, Sword, as you know, is blah, 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 or... The new Avengers are this, and the Mighty Avengers are this, and all this stuff is going on.
Well, right, except for in the back of it when it talks, it gives all the clues they've been peppering out through the universe for the
Right.
last.
I don't know,
Well,
Alex. I
that's
feel
so
like
people-
that's a Scrolly thing for you to say.
Is
Yeah.
it?
You can detect a scroll by their high-pitched voice.
And mustache lift.
So where would you rate this? Where would you rate this in terms of like first issues and big events?
Wow.
Well, I would say it's the best recent big event because like you don't know what's going to happen. Like,
Yeah.
it's nice. They've got a lot out there, and the fact that we don't know what's happening, who's good, who's
I
bad.
think we do know what's going to happen. It's going to be a big fight between the Skrulls and the superheroes. I think that's kind of
Well,
set.
yep, that's
Yeah,
true
everybody
in a
said
very
that.
general
Just a little
sense.
bit of
Yeah.
that.
I think that's
I would
what's gonna
say,
happen.
here's how I would quantify this, which is, I know, totally ridiculous, but bear with me.
Yeah, using that word.
Infinite Crisis. Infinite Crisis's first issue. I loved it. Awesome. Awesome reveal at the end. Awesome all the way through. Great. Granted, the whole series didn't pan out, so it's a bad example.
Yeah.
On the other hand, you have Crisis on Infinite Earths, which I think this issue is very similar to in terms of some big stuff happens, some minor characters die or are taken off the board, but generally you have a here's what the situation is going to be, and you don't have the full breadth of what it's going to be yet.
Yeah.
So I liked it. I thought it was a good, solid setup issue. I don't think it was as big as some other ones that I've read.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I feel like it delivered what it said it was going to do. Like
There are Skrulls.
There are Skrulls.
It was a secret, and they invaded.
Yeah,
Let's all get on
exactly.
board
So I
with
feel
that.
Quick
like
question before we, very quickly, Len will use art on this. Like, dislike?
Love it.
oh yeah, it's
Love his
fantastic.
art.
Okay.
He does faces really
He
really
sure does
uniquely.
faces. If you guys
He
like
did my
faces,
face.
you should pick up this issue, and we will see you guys next time.